All right, back to the nightmare seed here. My tracker is currently suggesting that I need to go here. So we'll find out for sure when we, when I forget where that grotto is in this location that has a couple of guys in it. Can I smash this with a hammer? No. I need bombs for that. I'm sure this isn't gonna, like, crack the case wide open or anything, but it might do something for us. Oh. Yeah, we got that already. And listen, it definitely was an ice trap. Oh. I forgot that you could hit that. I'm not sure why I forgot that, but I just think it's been so long since usually I just hit the lava and that's immediate zone out, zone in. It's not death as such, although maybe it should be like an instant game over. That would be profoundly irritating, but I think it would be funny. Listen, lava is not something you can survive like that. Especially not if you're an elf. Hey, there's our diving suit. That's handy. That's useless. Although, really, I shouldn't be surprised. And that is way too much money for us. Wow! That returns a bunch of shit to the map. Oh, yeah, okay, I can definitely. I mean, I forgot about a thing. I sure did. It's fine. That's not the suggested way to do that. Just in case it weren't clear. Oh, I'm thinking at this point, good luck is going to be a requirement because, like, we've spent so long failing to get this somehow. It's all right. Yeah, I certainly should be able to do full Shadow 10. Wait, no I can't. I need Zelda's Lullaby still. Oh, god damn it, my tracker is invisible. I have to... Every time I have to go in and, like, click the properties window in OBS and repoint it to Emo Tracker. For some reason that is basically just... Wow. Technological jank. I sure pronounce technology in a new and novel way. Ooh, boy. I hope I get roasted for that forever. I deserve to. I wasn't even trying to do it on purpose. That's the worst part. Oh. I was trying to say something about, like, technological jank, and I almost said technology, but instead I pronounced it technology. Listen, I'm kind of, like, a little bit stressed by the fact that, first of all, this is the third session that we're starting on for one seed of OoT Rando, and it's Triforce Hunt, so, like, we're fucking it up pretty seriously here. Plus, I just released a big video today, and it's like, every time that happens, I totally expect to enter this sort of commentary of, like, exactly what you'd expect from reads the YouTube comments syndrome a little bit. Of some guy who thinks they're smarter than you is swooping in with some sort of fake gotcha for something that you said. And, you know, sometimes it's not even just the part about, like, oh, what if you're wrong? It's the fact that I have to read this shit. It's like brain poison of some kind. And also, certainly none of the grottos are displaying on my map, so I'm pretty sure I've gotten all of them, except for the Song of Storms one, which I can't. The hammer one just has a cow. It doesn't have an item in it. I don't have cows shuffled yet, which maybe that would have given me an easier seed. The other thing is that as I've mentioned before, I've run into some capture card related issues, which are kind of not great, basically. So my computer is sort of recognizing that it's plugged in, but it's not letting me do anything with it. And I went so far as to download Amarek, all right? And, you know, it's 2025. We have evolved past the need to use Amarek to use capture devices at this point, really. And I tried to work from it, and it gave me an access denied error, which is kind of next level of, oh, that is something has gone wrong with your setup. So that is the thing I could possibly do. I don't know. I think it automatically ends at 20, unfortunately. I'd have to actually look it up. Anyway, yeah, so my current fears with my capture card are either that the PCI port is fucked in some way, or worse, that something is wrong with the capture card itself. Now, if it's the PCI port, I can get a cable for that and put it onto one of my other PCI ports and try that. Until eventually I have to get a new motherboard, because yeah, that's really what anybody wants to do. Although, granted, my Mobo has definitely got some other stuff on it that's not in great condition, and I think that a large part of that has to do with the massive heat that comes out of some parts of the thing in some cases. God knows, maybe I should just straight up quit modern gaming almost entirely, because everything is too just cooks the shit out of your graphics card way too easily. Alright, now listen to me, you bony bitch. Get in the fucking hole. Fine, I'll have to fight him the regular way, I get. Never mind. There we go. We found a new regular. Anyway, yeah, so definitely that's a thing. I should probably look into having that replaced at some point. If it's the capture card that has a problem, well, I can get a replacement of, like, the cheap variety for like, you know, temporarily, but replacing the capture card itself is kind of well off the table at this particular moment in history for a wide variety of reasons. First of all, being that the company Micomsoft no longer makes them, as far as I can tell, and nor do any of the other companies that made clones of it. And second of all, the version of it that I have is Japanese, and the clones, I'm pretty sure, are all Chinese. So, with that, that means that we're only able to use whichever of those still exist inside the country, because, hey, the fucking demon in the White House. But we don't need to hear that part again. We've all pretty much had to contemplate that issue, and it's like, yeah, so that's kind of not great. And for reference, I would want to have the entire card replaced at some point by virtue of the fact that it is, like, really, really good. I mean, unsurprising. Oh, you jackass. He needs a jump slash. That's my bad. Basically, since the card has, like, extremely low input delay and very, very good visual quality, the borderline lack of input delay is the big thing for me that I was, like, hugely in favor of. The visual quality is, listen, look at the shit that I play, and the fact that I don't like shaders and stuff to begin with, and especially for any retro games, like, don't do that. Shut up. We've already dealt with that. I really am gonna have to go on the other side, aren't I? Oh, no. I just missed this one. Anyway, yeah, basically, I'm just kind of upset about that. As far as heatsink for the processor, so my processor did come with a cooling fan that has some definite like heatsink fins under it. So I do at least have, like, decent processor cooling. Unfortunately, yeah, the capture device is slightly a bit more of a different issue. Anyway, yeah, just me complaining about how bad technology is. I hate that this is where really software of all kinds, but especially video games, have gone. Of the sheer derangement of don't joke about that, dude. I have actually, like, thought about that as, like, a bit. Unfortunately, I don't think it's quite as doable as it actually sounds like it should be. I gotta go in here and, like, fix all the shit real quick because I accidentally did a right click. But, like, just as a concept, it's very funny. I think one of the issues there would ultimately be just zero airflow. That seems kind of bad. But it is definitely a pretty funny idea. Also, I suspect that the fridge would just end up working absolute overtime trying to keep your shit cool. And that might not be good for the fridge part of it. Are you sure that's healthy? Anyway, yeah, so regardless, my point here is just that I'm very, very sad and frustrated about this, and I'm really hoping that it doesn't come down to me suddenly being in a position where it's like, okay, one of these days, if I want to actually stream any shit again, I'm gonna have to go on a quest for one of these again, or perhaps better try to flee the country. But, you know, it's hard out here for someone with no audience, at least when it comes to that. But I digress. Let's go and open the short... Can you open the shortcut? Should be able to open the shortcut. How do I get in here? Is it the switch upstairs? In the hammer switch, I mean. Although, the hell do I care? I have keys. I can get up here through that way. Anyway, I guess you could say I'm a little heated about the whole affair, but if you said that, that would be a really bad joke. Why would you do that? Guess that's my job. Also, yeah, setting all that horse shit aside, I do want to say that I'm kind of considering making this like my actual main thing and just be like, okay, I'll put my other games on the back burner for a while after I complete Pokemon. Because this is really like kind of pissed me off a little bit, but also I am just kind of in this position of like, you know, these are really fun. This is something that I think transforms. Now, keep in mind that I kind of think of OOT as being a very mid game. That it had a lot of problems in terms of gameplay and design, really. And that I just don't think that 3D Zeldas have lived up to the heights, air quotes, of a lot of the 2D Zeldas. And keep in mind that I'm not a big fan of a lot of 2D Zeldas either. But I think that this just kind of makes it a little bit more interesting. And maybe it's because I'm in this position right now of just having like such a shit time with this that I've acquired a certain like grudging respect. Like the rivalry thing. Anyway, yeah, I don't know if that I'm going to necessarily do that right away. I guess also part of it is like the hope of hitting a point of consistency so that way I could maybe have viewership. That part will never change, but I think it would help. Hey, there's Zelda's Lullaby. Thank fucking Christ. I can do things. But yeah, I guess if that comes to pass, I will make an announcement about it at some point. But obviously, as I said, I'm not about to do it until I finish the Pokemon run at bare minimum. I don't know how much damage this is doing, if any. I mean, I can still just play that off stream and tell you about what a fuck Miyamoto is. And also Nintendo for failing to re-release this because this has been re-released a million times and they should stop because they have better games, like presumably Mole Mania. And by presumably Mole Mania, I mean I played a part of it and it was pretty good, although that minigame is a load of garbage. In the sense of like the the sheer difficulty level on it is like, what did you expect the children that you were presumably trying to market this game to, you know, be able to do this? What did they need to be on in order to be able to pull this off? Like, are you all feeding your children crack or something? And actually, I don't know, if you continue to buy Nintendo products in this day and age, you may not necessarily be the peak of parenthood, but maybe that's just me being a person who complains because, you know, corporation reasons. Nintendo is definitely proving themselves lately to be kind of, bad. I mean, listen, don't joke about that. There's definitely quite a lot of those out there. Like, obviously, there's a lot of people in this world who are, you know, who have bread and should not have. I don't remember if we got the outside Ganon hint or not. But let's find out. I mean, listen, for a little while, one of them was basically running our government through, you know, unelected means. And I'm not even talking about Elon Musk, I'm talking about Donald Trump. Oh, sorry. Well, that's probably not important to us, game. Thank you. Anyway, people on the internet are dumb. Who could have imagined? As I proceed to basically pronounce internet wrong. Well, whatever. At this point, that can't possibly be the worst thing I've ever done. Well, that's bottle number 4. We've very rarely hit bottle cruiser, so that's... I mean, yeah, okay, technically, you've got a point. Probably. Oh. Get on. Well, we got bottle cruiser from one of them, and then I already forgot what the other thing that we got was. It was probably nothing. Hit nice trap. I guess that'd be a good reason to forget it because we immediately got health back. Oh no, it was bomb chews. That's right. Because as much as those are still, like, marked considered in logic, they are now always gold chests as a result, so... We do get to look forward to being disappointed by those every single time. Disappointed! Sorry. Oh, that's Ganon's castle for you. Not a damn thing. We've got a thing to get here.
Hey, look, you can full clear bottom of that. Well, you still need storm. I'm a poet, and I didn't even know it.
Yeah, technically I could if I glitch in the bottom of the well, but I think I tried doing that last time and it was a real pain in the butt. Or it may not even have worked. I don't remember. And by last time I mean like a couple of weeks ago. Alright, there's number 19. I do kind of feel like we have a good chance of beating this just on the basis of using those in places. Yeah, I know you posted them. I just don't remember if I was able to pull it off because of me not being good at things. I was gonna say, this one can be broken with a hammer. Well, I mean, that's not wrong. Eventually I gotta learn to do some of these glitches halfway decently. A whole lot of nothing. Okay. Technically, if I'm unlucky enough, there is a piece of the Triforce on learning Song of Time. So, if things actually get bad enough, if I just go beat the whale and also defeat Twin Rova, which I guess would require me to actually get Mirror Shield in that case, then I can go and just beat the game that way. But that would be awful if that's how it has to wind up. This could be it. It could be more bomb shoes, but it could be it. It's the Mirror Shield. Well, I think the game is like, hey, by the way, that thing that you said that sounded like it sucked shit out of a straw directly out of something's butthole. Enjoy. I'm just like, why did I say that? On several levels, in fact. Why did I say that? Oh, right. You just talk to it. Shadow Temple is long and kind of sucks. So I'm gonna go to Zora's Domain, because there's a bunch of stuff to get there. Continuing to maintain a Twitter account just so you can block people. Actually, I'm pretty sure that's what Hideki Kamiya does, so... Well, who can say, I guess. Who knows what bizarre decisions will happen, or even what sensible decisions, for that matter. Could go either way, and probably will go both. Neo Metal Sonic, which one is that? That definitely feels like an obscure choice, but... You know, welcome to the world of merchandising, right? As I choke on my trying to do the pronunciation that Mel Brooks did in Spaceballs as sort of a gag. But yeah, I mean, for a lot of things, it's just like, here's some very unusual choices for the merch. Oh, I see. About the... Yeah, that was some very funny timing there. And yeah, I know I should probably put on the gravity suit, but like, I'll be fine. Listen, Adam hasn't allowed me to equip the gravity suit because I haven't beaten Nightmare yet or something. I don't know, I think I'm mixing my Metroids up when I'm making the joke, but... Because Nightmare was actually in Other M, if I recall correctly, which is the, like, one minor instance of good taste that anyone involved with Other M actually had. Was like, oh, hey, yeah, we need that boss in here. And they were correct, but... Yeah, that's certainly true. Wow, good hit there. Oh, it requires bombs. Anyway, remember in Dread where he turned out to actually be Ravenbeak the whole time, and also Mercury Steam were a developer that used abusive crunch practices. Yeah, I don't really have the most positive feelings about Dread. One day I probably should go back to playing it, although that is going to have to require me to set up a separate monitor or something to do output now, but I digress. It probably won't be on stream for however long because of, well, you know, but you know, I probably should like go through playing that on a an actual thing with a controller as opposed to just using the Joy-Cons, which is what I did for the first time, and it was miserable. I'm sure that there will still be some parts where it's like, ooh, this is designed like shit, but it might actually be a real game if I play it with a controller. You know, if the Nintendo Switch had been an actual console that had, like, a guiding vision behind it. As opposed to just being like, hey, here's a thing that we can use to put in front of children. Or... shit. Can I just see what the item is? Okay, it's an ice trap, because that is the largest bomb bag, and we already have that. Wait, this place has a Triforce at the end of it for us, I think. Possibly even before that, but we'll figure that out as we go. Honestly, shouldn't the ice cavern be like all ice traps? Does Kraid get to be competent in that universe, though? That's the question, because Kraid is always, like, kind of getting a little bit screwed in Metroid, and, like, gets the absolute pants kicked out of him the most. Oh, hey. Aren't you supposed to be intangible, bro? And he just fucking shoves me. Right. Classic freezer behavior. Well, yeah, but Ridley is always kind of, at least shown in lore, to be, like, really good. But Kraid is just always getting the absolute crap kicked out of him, like, constantly. Also, I done screwed that up. I right-clicked on my ice cavern when I should not have, so I guess we're gonna find out as we go here. It'll be fine. Just consider them all checked. Wow, the launch from getting hit while I was in midair. That was extremely funny. Yeah, I mean, Kraid also, I think maybe part of it is just like, Kraid spent so long getting absolutely nothing. Except, oh yeah, he's in the background of a stage in Smash. Wow. And then he finally returns, and it's like, oh, he's locked up, and he's he's very severely wounded, and he's got like obvious signs of having horrible brain disease for some reason. Just absolutely no respect. Like Rodney Dangerfield levels of no respect. Yeah, which is kind of a shock when you consider that, you know, Nintendo's seriously out here giving a fucking slaver like Tingle more respect than Kraid, right? Asterisk, I don't know if the other Tingles are enslaved in Wind Waker. I forgot. But also, you know, Tingle is kind of a filthy capitalist anyway, so just absolutely charging you out the ear to translate these maps, and he probably doesn't even do anything for it. He just doodles something else on top of it. Yes, yes, I know. Don't look too deep into it because they weren't paying that much attention either, but... Ah, yes, good. I'm glad the canon is multiple Tingles, so... I don't really have actually a follow-up on that one. I just wanted to be able to say the phrase multiple Tingles. Because even if it's not upsetting, it's like, it sounds like it should be. What's up with that, like, crack texture in the floor, by the way? It's literally just there. Is it just to be like, hey, here's an indicator of the line this thing takes when you push it the first time? And yet only for that location? It's kind of weird. I think about it quite regularly, actually, when I'm in here. And then after I'm out of here, I forget about it again, which, to be fair, is probably completely expected. Actually, no, there's a couple more, like, weird little crack textures that I forgot about. Huh. Ow. I'm paying real good attention to where these stalactoses fall. Yeah, just poke this guy in the butt, and that will give us possibly the win. There it is. Yep. Well, see, at least it wasn't another 3-hour session for this, I guess. So, I don't know, maybe I'll start up another one on Friday, but the rest of this week was going to be all Pokemon because after that one section took 3 hours, I was just like, okay, yeah, surely the beginning of this is gonna be just all just playing the one game, but it somehow turned out to not be. Anyway, yeah, Pokemon, blah blah blah. Give me a second here.